Jurgen Klopp wouldn't say that was a 7-0 game. It was just a freak. Sometimes that happens in football.
Hang on, you keep saying
oh my God.
No, I'm being serious.
Can you be quite Right, it was a freak. Right, it was a freak.
It was a freak.
Could you see the pitch properly from where you were watching? Because he didn't see the same game.
It was a freak, that second half, right? It was an absolute freak.
Karen, no, you're not listening to Karen, but what he's saying is if you look at a season in which Manchester United, and Jeff mentioned it to Ten Hag there, have lost 4-0 to Brentford, 6 against Manchester City. Was it the 3-0 Aston Villa? No, but is there a concern that that's something that they could slip back into?
Yeah, but what they've done in the last 3 months is build enough trust to a point where you don't think they're going to do that anymore. So that to me feels like a massive. It's a step out of the character of where we've called these players resilient in the last few months. We've called these players streetwise, tough, compact, together, spirited. All these words have been used about that Manchester United. None of us have expected that today. You're all shocked, apparently, 10-15 minutes ago. So I'm using the same word. That's just a freak to me, what's happened in that second half. Conceding 6 goals in the second half there. Look, they fell apart. And they've just been called unprofessional by the manager. We played in that dressing room for 15 years, but we never once labelled unprofessional. So they've got to own that. I said that before. They've got to have that living on them, that the manager thinks they're unprofessional today. To be fair, the last few months they've not been unprofessional. They've been very good. They've given their all in every single game. I'm hoping it's a blip. I'm hoping it's a free performance and that they finish this season with a couple of trophies and in the top 4. That'll be a great season. And I think that's where they need to concentrate on now. Finish the season strong, top 4, trophy in the bag, and maybe the FA Cup and Europa League still to go at. That is a successful season for Manchester United this season. And then in the summer, he can have another transfer window.
They were going well. When you're going well and you got a punch on the nose and you lose a game, it's sometimes a good thing. It kicks you on for whatever games you have left, whether it's in a cup competition, or it's to go and win the league, or maybe both. What that result has done today, there is not a worse result for Man United, like if it had been the other way around for Liverpool on the end of a 7. If there's one team Man United don't want to lose to heavily, deservedly so, no freak result, team so much better than them was coming to Liverpool today and getting turned over like this in a manner which is embarrassing for Man United, embarrassing for the players, embarrassing for the management. It's a record result for them. This has been a really bad day for Man United, and it's no freak result. Liverpool could have scored more than 7. For me, they've got away lightly today. That could have been worse than 7 for them, and they didn't turn up. And all this talk about the resilient, you might have been talking about them being resilient. For me, they were winning games just by getting by. I don't think they've been convincing. They weren't convincing against West Ham in midweek. They weren't convincing in the cup final. I think they've been getting away with it. And they've still got a lot of work to do.
That's a nonsense, Graham. That's a nonsense.
That's my opinion. Your opinion is that Liverpool didn't play well today.
They've beaten Barcelona, who are at the top of the Spanish league, and they beat them really well over 2 games.
They beat them really well.
They're playing every 3 days. They've performed every 3 days. Even the game they lost to Arsenal, they played well. I'm sorry, I watch Manchester United a lot more than you do, and that's nonsense.
And I saw Arsenal go to Old Trafford and should have beat Man United at Arsenal.
Honestly, they played, in the last few months,
this is the worst possible result for Man United. This is more than just a punch on the nose for them.
That tells you
humiliating result.
The reason it's a freak is because it's not happened for about 80 or 100 years.
It's no freak result. You lost 6 already.
We got beat 6-0 at 6.
Is that a freak as well? Anytime Man United lose, it's a freak.
We lost 5-0 at Newcastle, who was second in the league at the time. Might have even been top. We lost 6-3 at Southampton. It happens sometimes. Yes, they lost a couple of games. We lost.
It happens once a year to top teams.
No, we
lost. They've lost more. They've lost 6, 4. They've been embarrassed again today.
We lost 6 and 5.
It's a recurring situation with this group of players.
We lost 6 and 5 in 1 week and still won the league. So my point is, it can happen. It happened in 1 season, within a week. So it does happen. So it doesn't.
So this is just a freak result today.
No, my point is, I think this was a disgraceful result, but it's been out of character for this group and this manager over this last few.
But it's not, Gary. They got beat 6 by City. What is it you don't understand about facts? They got beat 6 by City. They conceded 4 against Brentford. They've conceded 7 today. It must just be that these teams, were lucky.
But you said, Gary, we won the league, but this team won't be winning the league.
No, they won't win the league. He needs another couple of transfer windows, Eric Ten Hag. He needs other investment. He needs to obviously check players in this. What he's getting out of these players, we'd written half this team off in the last 2 years. Rashford, Dalot, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Varane, Fred, McTominay, they're all still playing those players, and he's achieving unbelievable things with them. So I've got faith in what he's doing at this moment in time. He deserves a little bit more, if you like, back from the players than what he's got today. But in that second half, that is out of character for what we've seen in the last few months. That is out of character. They've gone, I think, only lost one game in 25 or something. That is out of character. They deserve more than what they've put out there today. That's not the norm for those players in this last 2 or 3 months. They've improved enormously.
But it is the norm in the last 2 or 3 years.
But
It's been the
Eric
norm
Ten
this season.
Look, since Eric Ten Hag got a grip of them 2 or 3 months ago, Ronaldo left, that group of players have been tight, they've been spirited, they've fought every game, they've gone every single week, Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Sunday, and they've been fighting every single match. I've seen it with my own eyes. That second half, in the last few months, since he sorted the dressing room out, is a freak.
It's not
You've
a freak.
talked yourself.
Oh my God.
You've talked yourself out of your good mood.
Should we keep going all
And we're
night?
going to go
Oh,
round.
should we keep
and we're
going
going to
all
go
night?
round in
Trust
circles.
me.
No,
Trust me, I'm still
no,
in a good
let's
mood.
not
Trust
keep
me.
going all night.